Mercedes-Benz West. We're closer than you think.
I texted you a picture of the shirt to say I was wearing it today.
I know. I thought you wanted me to wear mine too.
Why would I want that?
I was thinking a uniform. Home checkers?
Home checkers. Yes. Looking good.
It works.
It works. It works. Good shirt. You're looking nice. And you're also looking nice, Ben, behind the wheel of a 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLE 350 from Mercedes-Benz West.
Pretty nice SUV here. It's got the panoramic sunroof.
Oh!
You can see everything. When we were backing up earlier, it has this overhead view of the vehicle. I've never seen anything like it before.
Oh yeah.
It's basically impossible to back up into a pole, which is something that I think most people have probably done once or twice.
And why I never drive on two Benz.
Right. It also has in-car Wi-Fi. How about that?
Oh. What's the password? Eckstein321?
Ooh. Yeah, I think it's just password 1, 2, 3, 4. Always best just pick a generic name and then put numbers after it.
Yeah, always. Yeah, and of course, everyone talks about the attention assist. This thing is smarter than we are. That's not saying much. It's a very smart thing. It looks up to 70 parameters of the driving behavior, and it works on it in the computer to make sure you're at your safest while looking your coolest in this car. All right, we just passed Busch Stadium a little while ago. The St. Louis Cardinals are dancing around 500. What are some aspects of the Cardinals that are catching your eye so far, almost a month into the season, Ben Fred?
All right, so we're about 20 games, about to go over 20 games, and you're wondering, obviously there are some things that make you go, all right, this doesn't look right at times, right? Especially with the 3-9 start. But I think everybody right now is trying to say, are these concerns legitimate?
Yeah.
Or are they a little premature?
Sure.
So I think today, why don't we just try to like pick out some ones that we think are legitimate and ones that we think maybe, all right, it's 20 games in, let's give them some more time.
Yeah.
To me, there are some of both.
Okay.
So for example, we talk a lot about the bullpen.
Yeah.
And we can divide that up, and there's a couple of guys in the bullpen that I got some big questions about. Start with Jonathan Broxton. And also had Kevin Segrist in there too. Broxton is looking like a guy that they're just going to have to try to hide this season. Every time you have that guy in your bullpen, you have a guy who is going to mean more innings for someone else.
Right.
And Segrist, I mean, he's not toward the end of his career like Broxton is, but Segrist his fastball has lost what made his fastball great. The reason he's here is because he can throw a great four-seam fastball. It's down about 91 miles per hour, and that's batting practice.
Yeah. All right, well, let's jump into third base here. Longtime followers of the now-deceased radio show, The Writer's Block, as well as the best podcast in baseball, as well as Two Bens in a Car, and our occasional columns in the Post-Dispatch, know how my disdain for the play of Johnny Peralta. Now, he is dealing, they say, with some respiratory stuff, but you would hope that the guy playing a corner position for the St. Louis Cardinals with all these OBP guys in front of him would be able to drive in some runs. That hasn't been the case in the smaller sample size of this season. But Jed Jerko's still hanging around. Now, I know Jed Jerko's never had a 500 or 600 at-bat season in the major leagues yet. He's always been in the 400 range. But maybe this is the year that Jed Jerko takes that next step. Of course, he hit 30 home runs last year. He's got some pop.
He hit 30 home runs and had like 31 RBIs.
Yeah.
No, it was something like 50, but it was stunning. And and he's hitting the ball. He's shown some of that power this season. I'm with you on third base, man. You wanted Peralta to have a big first half because the track record showed that he might not have a great second.
Yeah.
But when he's not going to have a great first, you can't really count on a great second. I think it's created an opportunity for Jerko to become the guy there until a better answer emerges.
Yeah, now I'm going to throw another one at you, Ben Fred. Dexter Fowler. I think this is a premature situation. I don't think this is a substantial worry. I think Dexter Fowler is going to have a good season for St. Louis. Will he have as good of a season he had last year for whatever team he was on last year? I don't know. He had a .393 on-base percentage. That's fantastic. That is all-star worthy. That is all of the above. I do think that Dexter will be able to see the pitches better. He's been working on that with Matheny and John Mabry and the hitting coaches, and I have a strong sense that he's going to have more walks as we head into this.
Yeah, you'd like to see him get going. I do agree that his career numbers say he's a much better hitter than this. and I think he's going to come around. My question is the heel problem that he's had recently.
Yeah.
Just when he started to get going, all of a sudden he had this heel problem that he says, oh, by the way, this happens from time to time. And the Cardinals, it sounded like we're going, what do you mean it happens?
What happens?
From time to time. So we'll see if that becomes a bigger issue. I will agree with you that's premature. I think Fowler's going to get it going as long as he's healthy. What about one that we talked about all offseason? And we'll end it here because I know it's one that a lot of Cardinals fans are griping about. Defense and base running. We can roll them into one because right now I haven't seen anything that says that this team is going to be much better in both. I mean, we were down at spring training and the team was playing crisp. The errors were down, and the base running it seemed to be well, they always are more aggressive in spring. But right now we're seeing some of that, I would call it, dumb aggression on the base paths. Guys who are running who shouldn't be. Guys getting picked off second base by a catcher twice in one series. And there's some head-scratching decisions being made on the base paths, as well as some of that shoddy defense that really hurt this team last year. Do you think it's going to come around? Which one more so than the other if you had to pick one?
I'm nervous about it, man. I think the base running will come around more than the defense. I just get worried about second base with Colton. Is he going to be able to stay there and play 150 games this year? He is, of course, a defensive threat to the other team, but I just don't know about third base. I mean, I just name positions. I'm like, I don't know. I'm not as bullish on the team as I was 20 games ago. I'll just say this.
I think a lot of people are in that camp. A lot of people feeling better now that they're not 3-9 anymore either. So we'll see how they finish up the first month. And certainly a lot of people were expecting him to fire out of the gates a little bit more. But to their credit, they found a way to string together some wins after a pretty bad start. So I guess as they say in the business, stay tuned.
What business do they say?
In the business.
Oh, in the business. Yeah. I still think the Cardinals are going to make the playoffs and make some history. You wrote about it, Ben Fred. Teams that started out 3-9. Was there only been 3 in the wild card era?
Yeah, there's been 3 since 1994. Of course, that went into effect in '95 because of the strike. But only 3 teams started 3-9 and found a way into the postseason.
Make it cool.
Two Bins is brought to you by Mercedes-Benz West in O'Fallon, Missouri, a Plaza Motor Company.